She took the arrow for him, then whispered, "You once spared a child. That was me." The arrow came faster than sound. Kael saw it a split second before it struck, but he wasn't fast enough. She was. The woman leapt in front of him, her cloak catching wind like a raven's wing. The arrow pierced her chest with a sickening thud, and she collapsed into his arms. Blood poured through her fingers. She smiled through the pain. "You once spared a child," she whispered, voice cracking. "That child was me. Hours earlier." Kael was a bounty hunter, not a hero. He traveled from village to village across the war-torn region of Valmira, chasing names written in blood and coin. This job was supposed to be simple: escort a local nobleman through the Narith Pass. No complications. But that was before the ambush. They came at dusk, arrows raining from the cliffs like iron rain. Kael fought hard, cutting down 3 of the masked attackers with his twin blades. When the last one raised a bow and aimed at his heart, he thought it was over, until she stepped in, the woman in the cloak. She had been part of their travel party, a quiet, hooded traveler who asked for protection to the next town. Kael barely noticed her. Now, her blood was on his hands, literally. He carried her behind a rock, laid her down, and tried to stop the bleeding. "Why?" he asked, handshaking. "You don't even know me." She looked at him like he was a fool. "I've known you since I was 10. 12 years ago." Kael remembered a night in a village near the Red River. A mission gone wrong. He had been sent to eliminate a rebel leader. But when he found the man, he was holding a child in front of him like a shield. Kael lowered his blade that day, turned and walked away. He was young, still had something like mercy left in him. He never spoke of that night again. "You spared me," she said, coughing, "when no one else would have. And now you save me? I owe you everything." The truth about her: her name was Lyra. After Kael let her live, she had fled, lived in hiding, grew up hearing his name whispered as a killer and a savior. "I trained for years," she said, "not to find revenge, but to repay a debt." Kael shook his head. "You didn't owe me anything." "But I owed myself something," she said. "The strength to stand between death and the man who once gave me life." Desperate measures. He couldn't let her die. He broke into an old watchtower nearby and found herbs, bandages, a fire starter. His hands worked fast, rapping, pressing, whispering words he hadn't believed in since his brother died in the siege. Lyra's breath was shallow, but she held on. "I remember your eyes," she murmured. "Back then, angry, but kind. I don't feel kind now." She gripped his hand. "You're still that man, Kael, just buried under scars." Hunted again. The attackers weren't done. 2 returned, searching for survivors. Kael stood over her, sword drawn. He didn't hold back this time. They died before they hit the ground. When it was over, Kael's body trembled, not from fear, but from the crushing weight of memory. He looked back at Lyra, barely breathing, and made a choice: the road to the temple. There was one place that could save her: the Temple of Lightroot, where old monks still healed wounds with ancient herbs and silent chants. It was 3 days away. He carried her on his back, through rain, through mud, through ghost-haunted woods. She faded in and out of consciousness, sometimes muttering about the past, sometimes calling his name like a prayer. Nightfall confession. They camped beneath a broken tree on the second night. The moon was full. Kael stared at the flames while she rested, pale and weak. "I never thought I deserved to be remembered," he whispered. She opened her eyes. "You weren't just remembered," she said. "You were believed in." At the temple gates. By the 3rd day, Kael's legs gave out as he reached the gate. Monks came running, lifting Lyra away. One turned to him. "She's still alive." "Barely." Kael collapsed. 2 weeks later, she lived. The monks let him see her once she was strong enough to sit up. Kael stood in the doorway, unsure. "Are you mad I followed you?" she asked. "No," he said. "I'm mad I forgot who I used to be, until you reminded me." Rebirth. Kael never took another bounty after that. He stayed in the village, helped the monks, protected the nearby roads, not for coin but for peace. And Lyra? She walked beside him every step, not out of debt, but because two souls who once crossed paths in blood and mercy had finally found what neither of them expected, a reason to live.